hi, I'm a lesbian, or at least I think I'm a lesbian. Yes, but I'm the biggest, let's be real. This is just to prove. Wipe your face. Come on here and have a good time. Oh yeah. Oh, they saw my tum-tum! The moon landing didn't happen. Oh, sorry, I farted. See, I can run, folks.
Hey girls, how you doing? After all this cancer talk, I wanted to go back and see what really happened. And here is everything Amberlynn shared with us about her cancer journey from 2020 to 2025. And I hope you girls keep an open mind and then decide if there is room for doubt or people are just purely speculating without any actual proof. I personally never doubted that she had cancer, and you girls know where I stand with that. And looking back at these videos, there are some very sad moments.
So it's May 29th. I've been having female problems for a very long time. I've never been to a gyno, and that's my fault. That's very apparent that I've done this to myself. So last night I went to the bathroom. When I stopped peeing, there was still stuff coming out of me. It sounded just like I was peeing. I went to stand up and the whole toilet was filled with blood. I have never seen anything like it in my life. Globs like this falling out of me of, I don't even know what, I guess tissue. And it was just like I was peeing. Finally, a gyno came in and have a, what is it called, babe?
DNC.
A DNC. In the ultrasound, they were able to see that I had thick tissue. He was like a surgeon.
He was a surgeon.
He said, you're gonna have surgery right now. He's gonna take off the tissue. It's supposed to supposedly stop the bleeding. And he's gonna test it because it might be cancer. Long story short, I did have the surgery. It's been scary, and I do want to say that I'm still bleeding, and I think that's why I'm super scared. I forgot to mention that I did get the DNC surgery in the morning. Nighttime, I actually had a little bit of a fever. I know a lot of people have speculated if Becky takes care of me when I go to the bathroom. She does not. She never has before until now. You know, take away the fact that she's helping me with physical things. She has helped me so much mentally. Just having her by my side helps so much, and I'm starting to get emotional. I love her so much. I don't know what I would do without her.
This next clip is very sad, honestly, and it's when Amberlynn tells us that she has cancer. And I know the majority of us were sad for her when she announced this, and she had the most positive comment section ever.
So I got my results back, and I do have cancer. I have womb cancer. And so it's uterine cancer. And I know it's my fault. I didn't see someone. I knew there's been a problem for so long. I'm sorry. And I just want to put my energy into other people who need it. Becky and her mom. I have a CT scan coming up with contrast. I have an MRI coming up. I have a weight loss specialist appointment coming up. So now let's talk about, as you guys know, I had a CT scheduled, MRI, and what happened with that. Okay, so I already had the CT. I was so nervous I wasn't gonna be able to fit because there is a weight limit. You guys, the weight limit was 700. I get my results back yesterday, and this is the part where I'm a little nervous about. They said that everything looked fine, but my lymph nodes, they look enlarged, which could mean that the cancer has spread to my lymph nodes. They also want me to do a PET scan because that'll be able to see if it is because of cancer. My oncologist did tell me that I could just naturally have bigger lymph nodes. She says she sees that in some people. So I actually was gonna do my MRI and my PET scan in the same day. I actually didn't get to do either of them. I went to the appointment, and turns out the PET scan had a weight limit of 400 pounds. So I am 88 pounds too big. So the MRI was also too big for it. There was not a weight limit, but it's more so like a body mass limit. I wasn't able to fit inside of the area that you need to go into. So as you guys know, I talked about prior how I had two options for treatments, and that was this hormone pill, which could actually potentially stop uterine cancer, or I could have a hysterectomy. So those were the two options, and I had the choice of choosing. But after she got the CT results and my lymph nodes were enlarged, today at the appointment, she said I no longer have an option. The hormone pill is not an option.
The speculations of her lying started right away, and Amberlynn made a huge mistake by even talking about it because at that time, most people were actually sympathizing with her.
I know the difference between the word precancerous, and I know what it means when I am told repeatedly when I just want to forget that I have cancer. I found what I could. I tried to not show any personal information. These are the only 2 photos that I have that show you that I have uterine cancer, which also is called endometrial cancer, which is cancer in the womb. And I would do anything, fucking anything not to have this. The surgeon told Becky that the surgery went perfect. That honestly shocks me, but I'm glad. I'm in a lot of pain, obviously. And I've done a lot of crying. Maybe that's why my eyes look the way they do. I don't know. I did want to mention that when they did the surgery, they did see the cancer in my uterus, obviously, but they saw it go into the muscle of my uterus, which isn't good, obviously. And the pathology, I'm not going to get the results for that until next week. And that is going to tell me if I had cancer in my ovaries or my tubes or whatever else they took out of me. It's gonna help them see that and some other stuff. Like, I don't know. They'll explain it better, obviously. This is mainly the biggest thing I want to talk about in this video is my pathology results. I got a hysterectomy, as you guys know, because of uterine cancer. And what they do is they took, in my case, they took everything. Ovaries, tubes, everything, uterus. And they took all of that and they went and tested it. And I finally have a staging and a grade with uterine cancer. It's a staging and a grade. So my stage is 1B, grade 2. Is because the cancer spread more than 50% into my uterine muscle, which means it was almost at stage 2, which the stages mean how much the cancer has spread. So that is the next steps. CT, follow-up, same day. And then in the follow-up, I think is where we're gonna start talking, okay, so do I get radiation? Do I get chemotherapy? Or am I okay? I don't have to do anything. I know for sure when you have uterine cancer and you get your hysterectomy or whatever, there's recurrence. Recurrence is where the cancer can come back in your vaginal cuff, and that is scary. It doesn't happen to everyone, but it does happen. It is a thing. So you have to have checkups. Usually it's every 6 months, sometimes 3. It just depends on how bad your cancer was. So another really big question that I am getting is, are you going through menopause? Shouldn't you be going through menopause because you had a full hysterectomy? And yes, I would be going through menopause right now, but my oncologist put me on estrogen. A couple months ago, I got a CT scan and my lymph nodes were enlarged, and my oncologist was worried, but she said with my size, she cannot do a biopsy. So what she suggested is I get another CT scan. So I got another CT scan, which was today, and my lymph nodes are the same size as they were before. They were the same size as they were a couple months ago, which she said is a very good sign because that means I could just have bigger lymph nodes, because there are people out there who have bigger lymph nodes. She said if it was cancer, if it was cancer that was spreading, or if it was spread from my uterine cancer, then in the last 2 months, the lymph nodes would have gotten bigger. As of right now, I am cancer-free. I started actually bawling my eyes out, and I was like thanking her, and I could tell she probably gets that kind of praise every single day. I was literally bawling. I was just like, oh my god, so thank you so much. She saved my life, and I'm so grateful for her, because there are a lot of surgeons who are scared to operate on people my size. Left, I had my scheduling for my next CT, and on top of it, I had a scheduling for radiation, and I was like, what? I was so confused because she didn't mention it in the appointment. And then I think it was 10 minutes after I left the office, I get a call from the office and they were like, we canceled the consultation with the radiation doctor because you don't need it. When they looked more at my scans and stuff like that, they were like, you're not gonna need radiation. That's not in our vocabulary right now. You're definitely not gonna need chemo.
Then she shared even more proof and medical records.
And sit there and tell me that my cancer was fake and is fake and the journey I went on was fake. It is unbelievable. It is literally unbelievable. I'm strong. I've been through hell in the last 3 months, and I'm so tired of having to prove myself repeatedly and constantly. And this is like so personal and private. If you want your proof, here's your proof. This 29-year-old presents today for follow-up after total abdominal hysterectomy, bilateral salpingo oophorectomy on July 15th, 2020, with final pathology showing stage 1B, grade 2, endometrial cancer. It's like, I don't know how much more proof people want for me. This is real, and it happened, and I've had to struggle with it, and it's been fucking terrifying.
What do you goals think? I speculate on a lot of things that she says, and my channel is a proof of that, lol, but I honestly don't understand where this cancer doubt is coming from.
I had an appointment with my oncologist because I've been taking estradiol for 2 years after having endometrial, which is uterine cancer, and I had a hysterectomy, and after my hysterectomy, they said you're gonna be taking this for the rest of your life, so I trusted them. I've been getting refills, you guys. It's been 24 months now. And no one has said anything until this month. They said, you should not be taking this. Why are you taking this? So the nurse practitioner, when I told her why I was there, she had fear in her eyes. She did. She said, you should not be taking this medicine because it has now increased the chances of you getting cancer again. Yeah, it has now increased the chances of you getting cancer again, and patients with your history should not be taking it. There is a lot of miscommunication where people think that after I had a hysterectomy, I had no follow-ups. That is so not true. Like, if you go back, you can look at vlogs. I had follow-ups, I had CT scans, I had all kinds of different appointments and tests done. Every 6 months, I had a CT scan. And every single time, everything came back completely normal and good. So I don't know where the misinformation is, but a lot of people assume that I never had any follow-up. I'm not stupid. That would never happen. Like, I have fear of doctors and tests, especially like CT scans and stuff. Like, that shit gives me so much anxiety. And sometimes my anxiety wins, I'm not gonna lie. But like, I have people in my life, like Feline and my mom, like, who actively was like, you need to do these things. And like, they supported me. And even before that, like, it was Becky. I know, like, I don't talk about her on my channel and I do that out of respect for her, but like, she was there for me through all of it and made sure that I went to those appointments.
The whole cancer thing, all I know is that we did go to the ER. She did have a DNC. They were like, we found, you know, cancer cells. We're going to have to send you to a cancer specialist. They sent her to a cancer specialist. She had surgery to have stuff removed. Then after that, she didn't get treatment. She didn't go back to the doctor or anything like that. So honestly, I don't know 100% if she just had cancer cells or if she actually had cancer. I do want to clarify, I'm not saying that Amber did not have cancer. I am just saying personally, I'm not sure if it was cancer cells or actual cancer.
Final pathology revealing stage 1B, grade 2 endometrial cancer with 56% myometrial invasion and no blah, 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 blah. So this is from the actual, where I went, the documentation on the actual app. So there is the proof. Becky, you are disgusting. You can say whatever you want about my hygiene, about rags. I don't give a fuck. But to want money so bad that you're going to sit there and dismiss myself going through cancer when you literally saw the whole journey and you were there right next to me, fuck you and goodbye.
Go back, 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 back.